everyone. Welcome to Comics with Bueller. As always, I'm Bueller, and I want to welcome you to a brand new coffee and comic show. And this is episode 100. I can't believe we've made it to 100. It's kind of cool. As you can see, I'm not alone. I got my co-host with me, Bob. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. 100th episode. Can't wait to get into it. Man, this is going to be awesome.
It is going to be awesome. And you can see there's somebody else here as well. Paige, this is my daughter. If you're not familiar with Paige, you were on the episode. You were on episode 37.
Wow, you really looked that up?
I did. I wrote it down. See? But you're making your second appearance on the 100th episode. How are you, Paige?
I'm great.
Are you excited?
Yep.
All right, you got to talk a little bit louder into the microphone. Come on.
Dad, I don't know.
She's just hating life right now. So this is going to be a lot of fun. But you know what? We always start off with the same thing, Paige, and we'll let you start us off. What coffee are you drinking today?
A Keurig coffee.
Keurig coffee. And what's the official sponsor for the coffee shop for Comics with Bueller?
Mocha Express, my favorite place ever.
That's right. And you used to work there, right?
I did.
Yeah, you don't work there
Barista,
anymore.
no.
Yeah, that was good times right there.
Yep.
Free coffee then, too. It was great. I'm drinking... Now, why don't you talk about this little cup right here?
They know about the cup.
Why don't you just tell them a little bit?
He stole that from my apartment.
Yeah, so when we had the coffee video, we filmed it at your place.
Yep.
And this is the only clean cup that she had in her at her house. So here's our little. I kept it. I stole it.
Yep.
And it's just regular black coffee. Bob, what are you having?
I actually have the same thing. It's Keurig coffee, and it's my favorite donut shop, and it's got a little bit of sugar-free vanilla sweetener in it.
Very nice.
And it's tasty.
Very nice. And you can't keep that cup. He'll get upset or his wife gets mad.
My wife will get mad.
Yeah. He told me that when he brought one over. He's like, I got to make sure I get this back. You got to keep the wife happy, right?
You darn right.
There you go. I want to say thank you to the friends of the show really quick. Of course, we always have Comic Pro Line. If you want to get any comic book supplies, all their information is down below. And then we also have Scout Comics as well. You can go to scoutcomics.com, enter the code Bueller at checkout, and you save 10%. You can also go to blackboxcomics.net, enter the code Bueller10 at checkout, and you save 10%. They also just started a Kickstarter campaign for one of their titles. I'll leave the information to that down below. I know a lot of people are in the Kickstarter campaigns. And then, obviously, Bob, you have one as well. Why don't you tell us about it?
Yeah, it's TKO Studios. They're putting out a lot of great stuff. Right now, they have their third wave that's coming out. A lot of great books. The pre-orders are already up on the website, but if you go there and see something you like, enter the code EVERYTHING20 and you get 20% off your purchase. And stay tuned, because we're going to have some giveaways that will be given away right here on this show.
Nice.
From stuff from TKO Studios. It's going to be awesome.
That'll be good. And what do you have going on, Paige? You have a discount code somewhere?
No.
No? Okay.
Absolutely nothing.
So, someday, right?
Yep.
How's your coffee?
It's great.
So is mine.
Good.
My God. Having coffee or tea with my daughter.
There you go.
Just like old times. I have a few announcements.
Okay.
And I want to just jump on into that really quick. Some things really cool. And obviously earlier in the year, you and I were planning on going to Florida for MegaCon. That didn't happen.
Nope.
Really bummed out about it. I was really looking forward to going down to Florida and hanging out with all those people down there. Something came my way, an opportunity. I am going to Florida in December 10th through the 17th, I believe. And it's all because of Tony from Comic Pro Line and also Lou from Infinity Toy and Comic Con. These two gentlemen want me to come to their Comic Con and kind of represent them and film some video and all this stuff. So I am making the trip to Florida in December from 10th to the 17th. I'm also going to see Steve Whiting as well. He was originally the person we were going to stay with when we were going down there. So I'm looking forward to that. And so the Florida trip is happening. It just took an extra 6 months for it to came true. So I'm really excited to go down there. So if you're in the Florida area, and if you're not familiar with it, I wrote it down. I want to get it right. Infinity Toy and Comic Con. It's going to be on December 12th. I believe the date is the Comic Con itself. Or maybe it's that weekend. I'm not 100% sure. But if you're in the area and you want to go there, I will be there. And, you know, I've been missing Comic Con. So, I mean, just the opportunity to go down to Florida, spend a week in Florida in the month of December. as opposed to Oregon.
Yes.
I'm totally okay with that, and I'm really looking forward to seeing everybody. And as we get closer to that date, I'll have more information. But I want to say thank you to Tony and Lou for kind of making this happen. They're taking care of everything for me. So it's really nice of them to kind of step up and make sure that this goes down. So very excited. I'm very excited just to get the opportunity to go down there, say hello to everyone. I was really we were both pretty bummed out. That didn't happen in March for MegaCon, and now this is happening. Let's be honest, things could change. The climate, is day by day for what's going on. So unless something changes, right now the flight is booked, the places are booked, everything is booked and it's ready to go. But you never know, Mother Nature, who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But right now, I'm going. So
that's awesome.
Should be a lot of fun.
A lot of people we know down there, man. That's going to be a great trip for you.
There's a lot of people in Florida, so that it should be a lot of fun. So the second announcement, I've kind of talked about this before. I'm very excited about this. First things first, the Devil's Red Bride book, it's still delayed, okay? And they're having a horrible time with the printing press or whatnot. And but it is coming. It is on its way. Nobody's received them yet for that variant, the unofficial variant, but it is on its way. I don't know what happened. They had to reprint like 3 times.
Wow.
To get it just right. And it sounds like they got it right, and it's on the way to the shop, and then the shop has everything ready to go, and then they're all going to go out. So I want to apologize for the wait on that book, but it's right around the corner, and everyone's going to have it. We'll have it here on the show as well to show. That being said, I mentioned that in the future, me and that place, Dakota Comics, we're going to be doing something together. And this is going to be the official Comics with Bueller variant comic book, the very first one, the official one. And I'll put a image up here so you can see the cover itself. It's done by Clara Meath.
It's amazing.
My favorite artist. I've showed this to Bob. I showed it to Paige as well. And I've been watching this cover kind of evolve from the sketch to the black and white to the color version of it, and I've really enjoyed it. And I'm very excited to be able to put my name on this book, and it'll have my logo on there, Comics with Bueller. And I'm pretty excited about this. This is the first official one. It's called Knock 'Em Dead. It's by Elliot Rahal, one of my favorite writers. He wrote Midnight Vista, which was one of my favorite books last year. And he does, a current one is Vane, I think he does right now. Mm-hmm. That's Oni Press.
Sure.
And he's done some other stuff as well. He does a lot of horror comics. And this one is about a comedian, but it's a horror book as well. I haven't read it yet. I think they're still working on it, so to be really honest. But the concept sounds really good. But this is the first official Comics with Bueller variant. This will be available the first week of December, and it's extremely limited. I mean, when I say limited, I will be the one selling my copies. It's like 100.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, I will have 100 copies available that I'm selling, and that's it. I mean, it's a really low print book, just because of the cost of the book was a little bit more than we anticipated. So we weren't able to order too many of them. But, 100 copies is not a lot of copies.
No.
And I'm looking forward to having that book. And I also want to say, hey, if anyone watching, if you're a web designer, I need to set up a website or something to get this book. I mean, I have other avenues I can take, and I might end up taking that. But really, I would like to set up a website or something, have somewhere for people to go and to get the merchandise, or a blog or something like that. I don't know. I don't know too much about that stuff. But if you're out there and you're watching, and if you work for pretty much cheap or free is the one I'm looking for here. And if you want to help someone out, I'd appreciate it. So there you go.
Yeah.
But anyway, first official Comics with Bueller variant, Knock 'Em Dead #1 by Aftershock Comics. Clara Meath is the one doing the cover. She's a friend of mine. She did the first unofficial one. And Rahal is the writer of the book as well. So very excited to be working with both of them.
Absolutely.
And to have my name on a book, I guess. So
this is exciting times.
Yeah.
I mean, really, if you look at the comic industry as it is right now, I think in history we're going to find later on that it was the YouTube community that held up the industry for a certain period of time.
Yeah.
And so this is like an earmark of this time to get Comics with Bueller on a comic,
there you go,
and to be able to have that in history indelified.
Well,
I think it's amazing.
Comics with Bueller in a comic. That's the next thing.
Yeah.
Trust me, I've laid that out there to a few of my artist friends. It's like, hey, I definitely have a caricature or whatnot, that you can use. So you never know. But, I'm planning on doing a few variants a year. Not that many. I don't want to just do a ton of them. maybe one every quarter or something, maybe less. I don't know. But we'll see how this first one goes. It's something new for me, and I'm putting out a nice chunk of money to make this happen, and hopefully I get a return on that. And my goal is for this to fund the next one, and
awesome.
That's kind of the goal. So I'm hoping if that's the case, then we're good. If that's not the case, I gotta rethink it and maybe sell something else. I don't know. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But anyway, those are my announcements and stuff, and we're just gonna go ahead and go to our first 5. So, Bob, you want to go first?
Sure thing. Since this is the month of October, I thought I'd bring a little horror action.
There you go.
And so I brought some of my favorite Ice Cream Man. I'm not going to mention the covers because I can't see them right now. But there's the first one. And there is the second one. I could put my glasses on,
He's
but
not gonna.
Why should I? Here's the third one. These are all recent copies, but I just love this title. And here's my fourth one. And here is number 5. There it is, my first 5 Ice Cream Man, which I absolutely love.
That's really cool, man. I wish I had those. Paige, you're up. What's your first 5? You got your books right here. Go ahead. Your very first. This wasn't even a thing back when you were on the show. All right, go ahead. I picked them out for you.
Okay. It's all just Iron Man. Do I just say Iron Man?
Yeah, that's got the issue number on there. See it? Right there.
Do I say April?
No, you don't have to say the month.
Iron Man 1.
Iron Man Submariner number 1.
Yep.
There you go.
Invincible Iron Man 2.
There you go.
Invincible Iron Man 3.
Nice.
Invincible Iron Man 7.
Nice.
One of my favorite covers.
Invincible Iron Man 9.
There you go. That's your first
it.
5.
Beautiful.
And those are all your books.
Oh.
Because Paige is a fan of Iron Man.
I do like Iron Man.
And so that was the goal, to collect all the Iron Man books for 1 through 200. And I don't have them all, but I'm working on it and stuff. And she's not really contributed much to the collection. How many have you added to it?
Probably 1.
None.
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 None. Well, they're all mine anyways.
There you go. She doesn't care. She's gonna take it herself. Cool. Here. Okay. So I got my first 5. Let's go from here. Paige, you want to set these over there? Put that on there. Come on, Paige. There you go. Justice League, Brave and the Bold, number 20. That's the facsimile. I showed that on the video that I just put out over the weekend.
Your 50-cent bin video.
Yeah, 50 cent. That's a Loot Crate one, and it was in the plastic bag. It had a little certificate in it and stuff, and it was 50 cents, so I figured why not? I didn't have it. It'd be nice if it was the actual size of a Silver Age book or whatnot, Mm-hmm. So that'd be kind of cool, but it's not. Then I have Rorschach number 1. Look how gentle she is there. Nice. That's a new book that came out. Captain America number 24. I wanted to show that because they had the timeless variant, which is Alex Ross, but then Alex Ross still does the regular cover as well. So if you're looking to get Alex Ross covers, that's one of them as well, because he does all the Captain America ones. Then I had Ghost Rider number 1. Nice. You like that one?
I didn't look.
She didn't even look. Okay. Then we have Hunt for Wolverine Dead End number 1, the variant cover. And those are my first 5. A little bit of variety, old stuff, new stuff, some variants, and all sorts of cool things. And not bad, right?
Nope.
Do you want any of those?
Are they shiny?
No, none of them are shiny.
All right, no.
That's all you care about?
Yep.
That's awesome. All right, let's go ahead and go to Robbie's Pick of the Week.
Hey everybody, Rockin' Robbie Billups here from Pop Culture Philosophers, celebrating 100 episodes of the Coffee and Comic Show on Comics with Bueller. Bueller, I consider you a great friend. When I first met Bueller last year on a stream with Jim Mint, it started the bromance that changed comic book YouTube. Seriously, I love this cat so much. I wish you nothing but the best. Congratulations on 100 episodes. You blow me away every single week. You and Bob have the best show about comic books and the comic book community every single week with the Coffee and Comic Show, and it is my esteemed pleasure to be a part of it every single week when you talk about my pick of the week, and I also appreciate you letting me be a part of the Thunderdome. Anyway, I really do want to congratulate you, Bueller. You're doing great work. Keep it going, and I hope to be there for episode 200. Anyway, I'm Rockin' Robbie, and my pick of the week is...
Scumbag number 1 by Image Comics. This I did have a chance to read this week. It's really not my flavor of comic. Love the actual artwork inside of it. How about you? Did you get a chance to read it?
I did read it. I know exactly what you're talking about as far as the atmosphere of the book.
Yeah.
The art, like you said, is really good. I was actually kind of taken by surprise how good the artwork was in this book. I actually enjoyed it. I enjoyed the book a lot. I thought it was a little raunchy.
Very raunchy.
It's very raunchy. I mean, there's some scenes like you're looking at this like, is that what I think he's doing?
Yeah.
And yeah, that's exactly what he's doing.
Exactly.
But you know, I reviewed this on my top 10 list, and just the description of the book, you know, just the scumbag. I mean, that's what he is. He's a scumbag, and apparently he's got like superpowers now. You know, in this from this thing that he fell into, kind of just accidentally, and we'll see how that plays out. Maybe it's not superpowers, but we're going to learn more about it in more issues to come.
Yeah.
But this was a pretty interesting pick from Robbie, and a very colorful book, I'd like to say. Did you read it, Paige?
Yep.
Yep, she's lying.
I read it last night.
No, she didn't. But it was a great pick. I really enjoy it. I'm going to add it to my poll list, so it's going right on there. Guys, go check out Robbie, his pick of the week. And I just want to say thank you for the kind words from Robbie as well on his pick of the week and our celebrating the 100th episode. It means a lot, and it's really awesome to have him as part of the show. He's been with us now for, I think, maybe 20 or 25 episodes. I might have that wrong, but just that little segment, us getting the opportunity to include his pick, goes a long way. So thank you, Robbie, for doing everything that you do at Pop Culture Philosophers, and we're honored to be associated with you, and we're looking forward to featuring your picks for another 100 episodes. So
Yeah.
very cool. But you know what? Before we get started into our topic, because our topic is just like, why do you like the show?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what the topic is. I mean, there was so many. There was like 250 comments.
Wow.
And it just kept on going and going. And this show has really been a labor of love. You know, I started it by myself in my bedroom and with just wearing the vest. The first time I ever wore the vest was the first episode. And the premise of the show was I'm going to read comments that people give me, and I'm going to show some books. It still has that same premise, but there's been so much more that we've added to it since the original episode. Bob, for one, coming on, what was that episode? 54 was your first appearance. So almost half of these you've been involved in. I want you guys to realize that. When Bob came on board, it really gave me the opportunity to do what I wanted to do all along. Because there's only so much conversation you can have with yourself. And it gets a little boring. Right, Paige?
Gets a little weird.
A little weird. So there you go. But when Bob came on board, it really opened it up to kind of explore some other avenues. And it basically went from a 20-minute show to an hour-long show. And we're just like, you know what? Screw it. We're just going to go for it. You know, and if people follow along, great. If they don't, you know, we're going to try it anyway. Luckily, not only did they follow along, it's now one of our most popular shows. And a lot of times, it's our most popular show of the week. Even more views than the preview video that comes out on Wednesday that's been number one, you know, every week for the last 2 years almost. So the roots have been there for over a year. And to see where it's come since then, and everyone's just great appreciation for it. Because the comments were just fantastic. And very heartwarming as well. Just to, you know, hear some of these things, the words that they say to us, and it really does mean a lot. You know, just the opportunity for us to sit up here, especially to have my daughter here on the 100th episode, was pretty awesome as well. And before we get started, I want to show this really quick because this was sent to us by one of our viewers, David, and he actually sent us a whole box for celebrating the 100th episode. And what I want to do, he does his own comic book, he does his own artwork, a whole bunch of stuff, and I want to dedicate more time to his stuff on the next episode of the Coffee episodes, a 101, and show everything that he sent us. But one of the things he did send us, and I want to show right now, he sent us these prints, and they're of us, okay? And there's one of Bob, and there's one of me. And they're autographed by the artist, and he'd like us to autograph these as well. So what we're going to do, we're going to take these prints, and we're going to go ahead and autograph them, and we're going to send them out with all the giveaways that are going out already, and then if we have extra, we'll send those out in the giveaways to come. And like I said, we'll feature more of David's stuff next week, and we'll give him a nice little chunk of time because he sent us a lot of really cool stuff, and just his independent comic book that he worked on, I really want to highlight that.
That's awesome.
So David, thank you. These are awesome.
Thank you.
And I'm looking forward to sending these out, and I appreciate you making me skinny. I mean, that's one thing. My daughter saw this, said the same thing. Bob saw it, said the same thing. My mom saw it, said the same thing. So, but they go together. If you guys see, the Punisher symbol brings them together. So
That's
it's
awesome.
pretty cool. So each one in the giveaways will get these. And like I said, if we have extra ones, we'll decide what to do with those. But let me set those down. And you know what? Let's go ahead and do a giveaway, because this is all about giveaways as well. We have 7 giveaways right now, and the first one, Paige, you want to read the winner right here? Right there. It's a tough one. Right there. Salon.
78.
78. So SAHLAN 78. You are the winner of this Superman book, autographed by Jim Lee.
Woo!
He didn't have anything to do with the book, but he's the head of DC or whatnot, so that's why they got it autographed him. This is the death of Superman.
Yeah.
I don't know what issue it is. I forgot.
I don't remember either.
But that's our first giveaway. We got like 8 giveaways today, or 7 giveaways. That's our first one. So Salon 78, congratulations. You won the autographed Superman book by Jim Lee. And for all the information for our giveaways, it's in the description. So what you need to send us, and we'll get everything sent out to you guys. We have a lot of giveaways going out within the next week or so. So we are going to be packing up everything and getting everything. We've already sent out 1 batch of giveaways, but we have so much more stuff to go. And there's still people we're still trying to get a hold of that won in the past, and to get them their stuff as well. So we're a little behind, but by the end of October, I think everything will be out, and we'll be able to take a break from doing giveaways for a little bit. So there you go. But let's go ahead and jump into the comments. And you know what, Bob, you are up first.
Sure thing. All right, this first one comes from Gromit37. He says, you asked what we like about the show. To me, the show and the channel are about things that are positive about comics, and you guys highlight the things that you like. So many channels are about focusing on negativity, but yours is much more upbeat, even when you're discussing things that you personally may not be into. You always do it with a positive, live and let live attitude that is frankly very refreshing. I think that positivity is one of the reasons for your success. Hashtag Portland Crew.
There you go. Well, he's referring to the Portland Comic Crew that we had last week, and that was awesome. And really quick, before we go any further, I just want to say thank you to Sam. He was a 2-timer now on the coffee video. Thank you to Damien, who's the first time. Also, thank you to Ryan. He stepped in for you a couple of times over the last 10 episodes. He was on episode 63 or episode 93 and 96. So thank you to him. Those are all the people that have been on the coffee videos, are all a part of this. And then also we had Justin on for it was a coffee video, but it was a separate video. It doesn't actually count as one of the videos. But he was kind of comics and creators with coffee or something like that. I can't remember the video, but it was a lot of fun.
That was a good show.
Yeah, it was really good. I enjoyed it. So positivity is something we wanted to focus on right away when we were talking about doing the show. And really, like I said earlier, Bob's been here for almost 50 episodes. This show really didn't find itself until it hit that point. But that was something we wanted to focus on. Positivity. Even though we don't like something, you don't have to be a jerk about it.
Yeah. Okay?
And you don't have to just grind it into the dirt. Sometimes we want it. I'll be totally honest. Sometimes there's stuff that happens that goes on. It's like, man, that's just wrong, and we bring that up, but we try to offer a solution as well. So, because there are solutions to the problems that do exist.
Sure.
But positivity goes a long way. We don't want to focus on the negative. It's not what we're about. I don't think it does any good. If you're looking for that, it's out there. You can find it. There's plenty of people that focus on that stuff, but it's not something that we need to do. And so we're not going to. A lot of people say if you're tough on something, you'll find an audience more, because negativity sells or something like that. That's not true.
It's not true.
It's not true. Maybe it does for some people, but I think this show is a perfect example of we don't have to go negative to find an audience.
No, I mean we'll talk about negative things.
Yeah,
we've done that many times, and we don't shy away from tough subjects, but we always try to bring positivity to it and give a positive view on things.
Yeah.
So
you like it too, Paige, right?
Yep.
Yep. What would you like to say about positivity?
Oh, about positivity?
Yep. Paige Noakes, everybody.
Don't put me on the spot.
All right, Bob, you're up next.
All right. This one comes from Toss Star Trek. He says, they don't push the hot comic of the week. Talking about it is one thing. Some comic channels, all they do is talk about what went up this week. And I think he's talking about what went up in price.
Yes.
Yeah.
The main reason we don't is because I really don't care about it.
Yeah.
Just as simple as that. We don't really, it's not something I focus on. I don't really, if you were to ask me what the top comic is this week, I wouldn't be able to tell you.
Yeah.
I'm not really spending too much time looking on speculation lists or whatever's popping. We all kind of hear the same news about the Hollywood thing and stuff. And like I said on a couple episodes ago, I was like, there's nothing going on, in Hollywood. It's like you hear this thing right now, you're not going to see any return on that for like 2 years.
Yeah.
There's no movies either the movies that are already made, they're not coming out for another year.
Yeah.
And they still aren't even made. When's the new Batman come out? 2022 now?
Something like that.
It's 2022.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. So, we got time.
Yeah.
That's kind of the way I look at it. So, there are a lot of people out there that focus on the hot books, and more power to them. And but I've noticed that it's either or. It's like that's all they do.
Sure.
They just try to hit the hot books and stuff like that. And the hot books, I'll tell you this: the hot books shelf life is very small.
Very small.
Compared to a great comic.
Yeah.
And we focus on great comics.
Absolutely.
We focus on good content, good comic books, good stories, good artwork. That will last a lifetime. The hot book of the week is literally the hot book of that week.
Yeah, absolutely. I like kind of watching those top 10 shows when they do bring out the hot books. It's kind of a guilty pleasure because if I have the book in my collection, I'm like, oh, I got that.
Yeah.
And then the other piece of it is it's kind of a resource for when I'm looking in the 50-cent bins. If I find any of those books, then I consider the price.
Oh, yeah, that's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
I just went 50-cent diving, over a couple of days ago, and if I'm aware of it in my head and I find it, I'll pick it up because I know I'm only spending 50 cents.
Yeah.
But if it's $10, I'm not going to do it. It's very small price range when I buy books.
Man's got to know his limitations.
Exactly. It's very little prices. So, but yeah, it's I will say this: if it's something that people are interested in, and maybe down the road, because I don't want to say never, and I don't want to just close something out. But if someone wants to know like our hot book of the week, okay, and when I say hot book, I'm not talking about the price. Mm-mm. I'm just going to talk about like why we like this book.
Yeah.
And I think that's actually something I wouldn't mind incorporating into the show down the road, like our hot pick of the week. Like what's the one book we're looking forward to read, to get to know, and did it live up to the hype? So it's like we could do something on Monday. And like, hey, we're looking forward to this book that comes out this week, okay? And we tell you why. And then the following Monday, when that book comes out, we say, well, we read it. Did it live up to what we expected?
Sure.
Yes or no. Hopefully it does, but maybe it doesn't. And then that can be a segment right there. And then we go, okay, for next week, we're looking forward to this. So that's something I thought about doing because I want to add some more things to the show. But that wouldn't really be based on any speculation or nothing like that.
No, nothing like that at all.
We're not very good at that type of thing. At least I'm not very good. Bob may be a little bit better.
If I cared about it, maybe I would.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, Paige, guess what? You are up with your very first comment to read.
Wilfred Brimley said, I'm just getting back into comics, and it's good to hear from other people that have gone through the same experience. You guys really help those who are a little overwhelmed with all the titles that are coming out. Good way to start the week.
Hey, good job.
Yeah.
Good job.
That was like a pro. You got 5 more to go. That's one thing I wanted to focus on. And there's a couple of comments in here that are very similar. But he said getting back into comics. And I think a lot of people share that same story. They, like us, we were out of it.
Same with
and
me.
then we got back into it. And
Yeah.
that is a common theme for countless number of people. And this show helps people do that. Helps people get back into comic books. That's something we wanted to focus on doing on this show. Make it easy for someone to, who's been out of the loop for a few, 20 years, 30 years. Then when they watch this and they see the similarities that we've gone through and they see the same things that we're talking about and they're seeing it on their store. That's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
To make it simple. We're not going to sit here and be like, man, we're the most detailed, knowledgeable people in the world. We are not. No. We are far from. And we make mistakes on a minute basis, pretty much. But, I think that's part of our charm. Because mistakes are okay to be made in this hobby.
For sure.
And you learn from them. And even though you might say, like, this character is made by Rob Liefeld, but it's really made by Jim Lee, and then 100 people point that out. It is what it is, people. It is what it is.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I think anything we can do to help people get back into the hobby, that's something we focus. Do you feel the same way?
I feel exactly the same way. I mean, when I started getting back into comics, I did so because I read something that, really excited me, and I wanted to get back into it again. But where to start? Yeah. And one of the first videos that I watched was one of Comic Tom's videos, which led me to your videos. And I got turned on to this great comic book community, and I had a starting point with which to be able to start building from there. And it really helped me out. And for us to be a part of that is something that really excites me.
Yeah, it's very cool. We're a part of it, Paige. How do you think about that? Do you think that's pretty cool that your dad and his buddy Bob are part of comic books?
A lot of people really like it. I don't know.
Do you like it?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah?
I always tell everyone that my dad's a comic book YouTuber.
There you go. Have you ever met someone that knew me?
Unfortunately.
How'd that go, Paige?
I've met 2 people.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
What was the first one?
I don't know. One of my friends' friends was like watching you or something. It was weird.
Yeah?
It was weird.
Yeah?
He was like, that sounds like my dad. And it was.
That's awesome.
Yep. And then one of my coworkers watches you. So.
Nice.
Yep.
There you go. Mm-hmm. Semi-famous.
There you go.
Limited celebrity is what I call it. So limited to comic shops and Comic Cons. So.
There you go.
Paige, you're up next.
Scott Thielen.
Got it.
I like Coffee and Comic Show because it starts my week off right. You guys always have great topics to talk about and interesting opinions to share. You involve us by reading our comments.
That has been there from the first episode. Like I said, reading the comments. I wanted to do something that included the audience. And before, when it first started, it was just reading the comments about people's thoughts on previous videos. And then when Bob came on board, it turned into a topic-based. And I was like, what a better way to get people involved by having a question asked. And a great video is the preview video. We'll talk about that here in a minute. We'll ask that question there. We'll give a few days for the comments to come in, and then we can go from there. I mean, it's literally, we could literally ask the same question every single week for a month, and we could talk about something different every time because it's based on your comments.
Yeah.
And then we kind of go from there. So we read the comments, and then we react to what the comment is. So depending on the comments, it changes every single time. Even though we've hit the same topic a couple times, it's going to be different, and there might be a little repetition to it, but that's just the nature of the beast. But you know what? Including the comments, and I don't think anyone else does that.
I don't think so either.
I think this is the only one. You can do it during a live stream, real time or whatnot, but this is literally comments that are over, it gives people a chance to think about it. Thousands and thousands of views, hundreds and hundreds of comments. We get to go through them. We get to put them together, present it in a nice way, do a little bit of research so we're not just thinking on the spot a little bit, and it does make a difference. So the comments, even though it's not part of the title anymore, because it used to be the Comics and
Comments
Comment Show, we dropped. You guys know what the comments are. I needed room for the title, so I had to drop something, right? So there you go. Mm-hmm. But really, including the comments goes a long way.
It really does. I mean, when I started doing my own review show, that was one of the things I was trying to institute. I would ask people, leave a question for me down in the comments. And people start asking questions about me, and you learn enough about me, and people stop asking questions. But the genius idea of having, your comments drive the conversation, we don't have to come up with content. You guys are actually just as much the success of the show as anything else. And
don't tell them that.
But that's the beautiful thing of it, and that's what I always wanted, was to get the viewers involved in the conversation, and for that to be something that would be kind of an organic thing, and I think it's absolutely wonderful.
Yep, I agree. I got the next one here from John Thomas. He says, to your question about what I like about the show, you, both Bueller and Bob, seem like down-to-earth men that I could easily become friends with. You clown on each other, all in good fun, and are not afraid to make fun of yourselves. I guess for me, Monday morning is my time to hang with the buds, crack some jokes, and drink some coffee, all while sharing the love of comic books. Bob and I don't take each other very seriously.
Not at all.
It's not worth our time to do that. We've learned that. So,
Yeah.
And I don't mind being the butt of a joke. And I think there's a lot of people out there that just have that macho thing to them, and they just don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
I prefer to be the butt of the joke, to be totally honest.
Sure.
You know, I don't care. You know, if I can sit there and say something really stupid on my top 10 video, which I do normally, you know, just to get a laugh out of you guys, I'll do it all the time. You know, my sister's body didn't turn against her. You know, I mean, if you watched that video last week, I'm just randomly making things up that just kind of sound fun, you know, to say at my own expense. But I like that type of thing. Yeah. I don't mind it one bit. And I think when you get to a certain point in life, it's not worth taking yourself too seriously because you don't need to, especially in this environment. This is a whole, you know, if we're sitting there talking taxes or something like that, maybe it's a different conversation. But we're talking about comic books.
Yeah.
And it's not meant to, like, just be taken that seriously. It's comic. That stands for fun or whatnot. I don't know,
right.
Books or whatnot. So, I mean, it's supposed to be fun. So, I mean, we don't mind, you know, being the butt of a joke or kind of ribbing on each other. We kind of do that all the time. Even if the camera's not rolling, we're kind of doing that. Even my daughter was ribbing on us, you know, when Bob first got here.
The two boobs.
Yeah, she called us the two boobs. I was
Bueller and
like, what? Bueller and Bob, the two boobs. It kind of runs in our
That's
family.
us.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But, you know, my family, my father, and you know, he's a great guy and he's really fun and he's always quick-witted and he's always got a joke or something like that, you know, to go along, and he's gonna let you have it and stuff. And that's kind of we have a very similar personality, him and I. And some people can take it, some people can't. The people that can't take it, I don't know what to say about that. But Bob takes it, but he gives it just as well.
I do.
Yeah.
When I can. I'm not as good as you are, but I still give it. But one of the things that I've always enjoyed from the very first moment that I did meet Bueller was the fact that we just hit it off.
Yeah.
I mean, talking about comics, we were in our element, and I mean that first conversation, I could have stayed there for another 4 or 5 hours just talking with you, and that's the way our relationship has evolved, you know, ever since then.
Yeah.
And so we have a great time. We really do.
And even sometimes when, and I'll just say this, and maybe this is a little private, but even like when we maybe do have a disagreement on something, I don't think any of us has a problem with apologizing or just taking a step back and say, you know what, you're right. And because we've had that conversation before on some other stuff, maybe not even related to the show.
Yeah.
But we're not stuck on the fact that we have to be right.
No.
Not at all. So, I mean, there's been a few times I said, Bob, I'm sorry, man. My apologies. And he knows I meant it.
Absolutely.
You know? And vice versa. So, I mean, when you get to that point where you're not afraid to say you're sorry,
Right.
that goes a long way. And when we're working, we're a partner, we're a team. We do this together week after week. And being able to either compromise or be okay with something, you see the chemistry between us.
Yeah.
And it works really well. And then you got Paige here calling us boobs.
Well, he's not just a friend; he's my brother Boob, and
Brother Boob. Hey, thanks, Brother Bob Boob. Jeez. Okay, I got the next one here. This is from Chris Kaufman. He says, I love the show and watch it every week because I love comics. I love talking about comics, but there's no one I can talk to about them. I love listening to your topics and being a fly on the wall at your Geek Bar discussion. But mostly, of all the channels, I watch yours because of you and Bob. Genuine. Always laughing, and you never push an agenda in my face. I hate to say anything about age, but I can relate to you guys. He's probably your age. He's older.
I'm older. Yes, I am.
So, when you said the fly on the wall, do you remember what I pitched to you when I first talked about this?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
So this wasn't the original idea. The original idea, when I met Bob and we went and had a coffee together, and this is after we knew each other for a little while, and I said, Bob, I want to do a show, and the version of it that came out was actually the one with the two of me.
Right.
That was what came of it. And there was two versions of me talking to each other, talking about comics. to where we never address the camera. It's just a fly-on-the-wall conversation between two people. That was the original concept I wanted to do with Bob. A sit-down, like in the coffee shop, just two guys or three guys or whoever talking about comics with, a fly-on-the-wall type camera. Mm-hmm. Logistically, it was a little bit harder to do. And then I kind of said to Bob, I think there's a compromise that we can kind of do the same thing but incorporate into the coffee show. And so I pitched it to Bob. I said, Bob, why don't we do this? And I think this would work out. It's a little different from what we originally talked about, but I think it has legs. And Bob pretty much says yes to everything, just so you guys know. I don't think he's ever said no. He's pretty game. So, but yeah, the fly on the wall was the original concept of the show with me and Bob. And, maybe it's something we look at the future. Because here's the thing, I would like to do more. Bob's schedule is tied up, and that's just is what it is. If his schedule becomes free down the future, and I don't know if it ever does, to be totally honest, but if it does and Bob has the availability, I'd love to do more with Bob. But right now, that's just not the case because, marriage and work and all that stuff that goes along with living.
Two jobs.
He's involved. He's a busy guy. But, there's no shortage of content that we couldn't make if our schedules were wide open, to be totally honest.
We still have ideas, too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I have plenty of ideas.
But I love how he talks about, not just the fly on the wall, but also the fact that he doesn't have anybody to talk to.
Yes.
And we realize that just how special that is. People have commented on the Portland Comics crew, how special it is to have all of us in the same area, that we all talk about the same thing, and that we're all friends. Yeah. And so we don't take that lightly. That is something that is actually very special, and we understand that there are some people out there that don't have that. And so it's very special to us, too.
You definitely see, I know all you guys probably watch a lot of YouTube channels, and you'll watch a lot of live streams with people satelliting in from all over the country or world or whatnot. It's fun, but it's just not the same as when it's just a group of people all there together talking. We could sit there and do remote things with me and Bob and Sam and Damien all from our houses, and do a video a week. We could do that.
Oh, yeah.
But it's so much better if we get together in person and have that conversation sitting across from each other at a table. And I think easily you guys see that when we make stuff like that.
For sure.
I don't want to do a show with Bob to where he's at his house. I want him next to me across from the table that we can talk and stuff like that. It just, having that dynamic really makes a tremendous difference in the content that you can create and how natural it is.
Sure.
And it goes a long way.
For sure.
Before we go into the next comment, let's go ahead and take a little break. And I don't know, maybe somebody has to go to the restroom. But let's go ahead and do a couple of giveaways here really quick.
All right.
So right here we have this Black Panther, and this is autographed by Mark Texera, and he did a personal drawing on the front of the book as well.
Like a remark.
Yeah.
Cool.
And so this is the winner is House Till the End has won that. And these giveaways right here are from Comic Pro Line, so you can thank Tony at Comic Pro Line for providing these giveaways, and that's one of them along with the Jim Lee autograph that we gave away earlier. But let's go ahead and give another giveaway.
Sure.
We got 7 or 8 of them to go, so we might as well go through them. We have this one right here, Star Wars. This is autographed by Clay Mann. This is the variant cover. And this one, Jeff Pearl Jam 1976.
All right.
Is the winner of that. And you know what? His comment says, the reason I like the coffee video is because of Bob.
Really? Hey, thanks, brother.
That's what it said. I like it because of Bob. So there you go, Jeff. You're the winner of that autograph right there. And let's do another one. Might as well just kind of get these going. All right, this next one right here is Saga of the Swamp Thing, and this is autographed by Bernie Wrightson. He's the co-creator of Swamp Thing, so that's pretty cool, I guess. And
yeah,
like I said, another book brought to you by Comic Pro Line. Should we do it? No, we'll wait.
All right.
Okay. But anyway, like I said, these are all giveaways. All the information is in the description. What you need to do, let us know. We'll get these mailed out to you. And like I said, you're all going to get a copy of these also, which are pretty cool because we got 20 or 25 of these. We'll autograph if you want them. Maybe you might not even want them. I don't know. But they're pretty cool. I don't know. Bob, you are up next.
Sure thing. This one comes from Joshua373. He says, I enjoyed listening to you guys discuss different issues in the comics world. I enjoy your personalities and like that you don't always agree on things. I have learned a lot from the show and look forward to it each week.
Yeah, we don't agree on everything.
No, not on everything.
I mean, he has every right to be wrong, and he takes advantage of that.
And you know, that's exactly right. I mean, we can always agree to disagree, and I'm always right, and that's usually what ends up being happening. But, you know, that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people wanted us to be more in disagreement on the variant show or the autograph show.
Yeah.
Which was fine, but
Yeah.
I mean, we wanted to keep it lighthearted.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, we don't agree on everything, and,
Yeah.
and I think you said it best. I mean, even when Siskel and Ebert used to do their reviews, the best ones were the ones where they didn't agree.
Yeah. And the thing, that's a perfect example. I was going to mention that. Even though they didn't agree on the movie that they watched, they still were fans of movies.
Yeah.
They still loved movies. They didn't like the same movie, but they still loved movies, and that's kind of how we are.
Yeah.
We might not like the same thing, but we still love comics.
Yeah.
And that's a common bond, and that kind of goes a long way. As long as you can be respectful towards one another, which we are, it's going to work out.
Yeah,
So I like it when we disagree, because I'm always looking forward to having that conversation.
Yeah.
I never anticipate to change his mind by any means. And I don't want to change his mind because, you know, it just ain't going to happen.
Right.
But you know what? And like I said, he has every opportunity to be wrong, and he takes advantage of that every Monday.
That's awesome, man. All right, and on to the next one.
Yeah,
All right. I'm always right, though. All right. Bueller, congrats on 100 episodes and for Bob always being right. I enjoy the coffee and comic video every week. You had to look, didn't you?
That's not on there at all. Keep on going, man. That's good.
All right. I enjoy the coffee and comic video every week because it's fun, lighthearted discussion about the hobby that I love. I enjoy that you're not constantly hyping hot books on your videos, and you both seem like regular dudes that I'd want to hang out with. Like you, I'm into comics for the joy the stories bring. I recently got back into comics and was immediately confronted by all the spec and grading hype in the community. I honestly thought I was reliving the 90s all over, and I almost gave it up for good. Your discussions helped me realize that there's still a community out there for those of us that aren't just in this to make a quick buck. Keep up the great work. Look forward to your weekly content from both you and Bob. That's a great comment.
You know, when I he's talking about the speculation game, and we kind of hit on that a little bit, you know, earlier about what we want to identify ourselves as. I will say this, and I'm always kind of a little amazed by some of the other people or content out there, and I'm just going to say it. You know, I do the Thunderdome thing, and that's all pure fun for the top 10 thing. And I've had I started off with 5 people, and Jim from Jim Comics went AWOL. I don't know where he went. Nobody's heard from him whatsoever, and he doesn't do his key collector picks. He doesn't do any videos, so I don't know what's going on with him. I've had some people ask, but another gentleman, Billy from Economics and Comics, he was on there as well, and. I'll be totally honest. I don't know. I had a hard time just trying to explain to him, it's your pick of the week. And I don't know if he could fathom, it doesn't have to be a spec pick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I finally told him, I said, if you were going to go to a desert island and you could take one book with you this week, that's the book I want you to pick.
Right.
He's like, oh, okay, I get it and stuff. And I think he kind of struggled with that because he's really ingrained with speculation and stuff.
Sure.
And that's no problem. He's a great resource to use. But it's just, and I've had this conversation with him. I said, you know, it's just I'm going in a different direction, and I enjoy this direction a lot more. I don't want to really talk about the speculation. I don't really have any interest in it at this time to kind of hit on that. And like I've said, there's people out there who do it better.
Yeah.
Billy does a great job, you know, so if you want to know about stuff, go to his channel. You know, Jim's Comics did a great job, you know, when he was doing stuff. Go to his channel. Tom covers speculation on his stuff with his top 10 lists. It's a great resource. There's other people out there that do it better. And if they're already doing it better, why bother? Why should I try to do it when I would just use that resource anyway?
Right.
And that's kind of the way I look at it. So that's why I really don't focus on it. I found our niche. We found the community that enjoys the comics. And I will say this about this area. And I know this for a fact. Even though, you might see top 10 lists, and they get 15, 20,000 views, okay? There is a cap to that. And I will be totally honest, I know that there's a cap. Because every speculator is a comic book fan. But not every comic book fan is a speculator.
That's exactly
right. So there
right.
are more comic book fans than there are speculators in the market.
Sure.
And when you look at it that way, the amount of growth that something like the Coffee and Comics has is way larger than a spec market channel or whatever it is. Because like I said, everyone who's a speculator is a comic fan, but not every comic fan is a speculator. And I don't think anyone could prove me differently on that one.
No, I don't think you can either.
Yeah.
And the thing about speculators, look, really, we've said it before. Neither one of us are really into the speculation game, but we both agreed that speculation is good for the comics industry.
Yeah.
And, if that's your thing, go ahead and do it. And so we don't fault people for being speculators. Yeah. It's good for the industry, and I do enjoy some of those channels. Yeah. There's a bunch of them that I continue to watch because it's interesting to me. But one of the things I hope that everybody's gotten out of it, that this isn't the 90s, and that speculation is always going to be part of the game. Yeah. And it's okay. If that's the type of collector that you are, then enjoy it. Yep. That's what we try to tell everybody. Just enjoy what you're doing. Yep. But our niche will always be the same. Yeah, and like I said, they just do it better. Yeah. So if they're doing it better, so we do this better. So that's the way you guys do that better, we'll do this better. For sure. And that's the way it works. Robbie does really good reviews. He does it better. I don't do reviews because Robbie does reviews. I do reviews, but I like what I do. I'm not going to stop, but Robbie does it better. Yeah, exactly. So, highlight what you're good at and go with that. And that's kind of what we found, and that's kind of why we stick with that. And it's what we enjoy. Not only do I think we're good at it, but we enjoy what we're talking about, and that makes a difference. For sure. Because, we could sit here and I could do a spec list. I could do it, no problem. I mean, would I enjoy doing it? No. Yeah. I wouldn't, not really. I'd be like, whatever, And then the thing that would get to me the most is if people got burned, I'd feel really bad. People, listen to me and they went and bought this book, because I said, this is going to be worth money. It's not worth anything. Yeah. I don't want to be that guy. And there's plenty of opportunity for that to happen, with people out there. So that's just something I don't want to do. So. Yeah, yeah. Let's see, Paige, you are up next. Your 2 comments right there. You're on deck, Paige.
All right. This is from Samuel Bella. Oh man, where to start? I just recently got into comics, and this channel and show is a big reason why. I watch your weekly videos about the comics coming out every week, and now I love listening to the coffee show every Monday as sort of a podcast. When I drive, I throw the show on and learn so much. I didn't know Ice Cream Man was a one-shot every issue, and wasn't even thinking to pick it up, but now I probably will. There you go.
And you just showed Ice Cream Man. Yeah. 5 issues. Yeah. The weekly preview video, which he mentioned, has always had a large audience. It's like I said, it's been the #1 preview video for a couple of years running now, by quite a bit. I mean, I'm pretty proud of that video because it's the one I've spent the most time in and most consistent. And the first place video like mine gets anywhere from 8,000 to 11,000 views. The second place video gets 2,000 on a good week, and that's a huge difference. So that's because of the people watching it. I don't have anything to do with it. It's the people chose to watch it, and they enjoy it. Once I realized, okay, how do I take that audience and say, you know what? I appreciate you watching this video and seeing all the new books, but why don't you come over here and talk to us about comic books? For a long time, I didn't know what to do with that audience. And eventually I figured out what to do with it. Yeah. And I started incorporating the topics into the preview video. And then that's when the audience started coming on over. And then I had, beautiful Bob sitting over there. And that was the dagger right there that got them all. Right. But really, I mean, every kind of video kind of works its way in there. The preview video feeds into the coffee video. That's the same audience now as watching both. And the top 10 video feeds into the preview video. Yeah. So it kind of all goes together. So it works out pretty good. It's kind of nice having, I'll just say it. The preview video is the #1. The top 10 video is the #1 New Comic Book Day top 10 video. And the Coffee and Comics video is the number one Coffee and Comics, because I don't think there is any other one. So, I mean, there you go. All three of them are number one for their, whatever it is. I'll take it.
Right.
So it works. I don't know. Anything to add to that, Bob?
No, I don't think so. I mean, that's just, one of those things that, what we do here, you're right. I mean, just like Marvel, it's all tied together. But I enjoy it week over week. And, I mean, this is my favorite time of the week, period.
Yeah. All right, Paige, you're up next again.
It's from Troysters Comic Channel.
Nice.
Yep. Another awesome video and the big 100 episode coming up. Thank you for another great video and the work you do for them. A reason I love this channel is it has helped me get into comics within the last month or two. You have grown my passion and interest into this game. I appreciate it, and I'm sure the same for many others.
Awesome. Well, that's your last comment that you had to read. There you go.
You did a
Paige.
great job, Paige.
Thank you so much.
This is similar to the comment we read earlier that was we got people back into comics. But there's also like him that said we got him into comics.
That just blesses my heart.
Yeah, and I think that's really cool because that's really the bottom line of the goal for everything that I think I'm speaking for both of us. We want to help the industry. Yeah. And that's kind of the way I look at it. The small chunk of the industry that we can be a part of, and we've inserted ourselves into the industry. It wasn't like they came and got us. We had to insert ourselves and hopefully make a name for ourselves. And luckily, it took a hold a little bit. So, I mean, we can make a difference. It does. We can make a difference for a indie title, okay? We can make a difference for a new publisher or a new artist or something like that. Can we really help out Marvel or DC that much? Not really.
Not really.
It's very, very minor. But I can definitely help out Vault or AWA. And honestly, I will send them a message and I'll say, hey, my name's Travis. I do this Comics with Bueller YouTube channel. And if there's anything I can do to help you guys out with your publications, feel free to let me know. And that's all I say. And then they contact me from there.
Yeah.
Because I just put that out there to all of them. And the fact that we're able to bring not only old fans in, like we were, we can bring new fans in and they're just finding this for the first time and make it easier to access. And that's the main thing because it can get confusing. That's what we do. We make it easy to access. You can watch our show and not know hardly anything about comics, but you can understand what we're talking about.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of stuff out there that you can watch, and you're like, I'm more lost at the end than I was at the beginning.
Sure.
Because I think maybe they don't explain it for beginners. I don't want to say beginners, but, a very easy way to kind of jump on board.
Sure.
Make it more inviting. So that's kind of what we focus on.
Absolutely. I mean, I think our conversation, going back and forth the way that we do is inviting.
Yeah.
And so even if you're not, into comics, you may not get everything that we're saying, but eventually you're going to catch on because our passion is there.
Yeah.
And just to understand that there are people that are getting back into comics, but even more so, new people getting into comics, that blows me away, blesses my heart. And I mean, if I can contribute any way, shape or form to that, job well done.
Yeah.
And so thank you for letting me be a part of it, man.
It's pretty cool. I enjoy it. Let's do another giveaway before our last two comments. And our giveaway right here is Secret Origins of Superheroes number 17. I think this is the first Huntress.
That is.
If I'm not mistaken. And this is autographed by, by somebody. It's autographed by, it's on the back. It's Joe Staton.
Staton.
Joe Staton. He's the co-creator of the Huntress, I believe.
There we go.
So it's autographed by him. This is also sent to us from Tony from Comic Pro Line. So that's another giveaway. And did I even say the winner? No. Okay, the winner is From Heroes to Icons.
Hey, Jason.
So very cool, man. Congratulations, man. You won that. Very nice book.
Very cool.
There you go. So like I said, information down below. Contact us. We'll go from there. We got 2 more giveaways to go, but we'll save that till the end of the video. Let me go ahead and get on my last 2 comments. This is from Jason Doyle. It says, the reason I love this show is you cover a variety of topics on anything comic related anyone who wants to know about. It works perfect with multiple people with varying views. I see Bob's opinion more towards collectors, and Bueller's opinion leans more towards the nostalgia and what gets a person into comics to begin with. Love the show, guys. I hope that this next year brings even more subscribers, sponsors, and more unique content. Stay jacked, my internet friends. Jacked up,
Jacked up with the muscles.
I think we do have different collecting types.
Yeah.
I think quite a bit, to be totally honest. When we did our Q&A, when we asked the question that what's the most you've spent on a book?
Right.
I mean, you're 4 figures. I'm 2 figures.
Right.
But I think he likes graded autographs, all that stuff. I'm more of a 50-cent finder, and whatever I get type thing. He likes the more of the pristine cover. You're looking for a nice quality book and stuff, and it doesn't bother me whatsoever what it is. And I think that's great to have that, because if we were exactly the same, you'd just be seeing 2 of us.
Right.
And the fact that we do collect differently, our tastes in books are similar. That's the one thing we do share, which is great. For the most part, what we read, we both enjoy, except for Canto.
We haven't even read it yet.
I don't need to already know it. I don't want to bring you that much joy.
Paige, tell your dad to read Canto.
Not reading Canto. But, I mean, I think it's really cool. They have different, ways that we collect and different ways that we go out. And Bob's always sending me, pictures of these variants that he loves to get and stuff. And I'm like, I wouldn't even think twice about buying them. He's like, man, I got to get there first thing in the morning or whatever it is, on the website. And he's like chomping at the bit. And I'm like, oh, whatever.
Right.
So, I mean, but it works out good, because that's about the whole thing about comics is having different collecting styles.
Absolutely.
And, everything kind of goes together. It doesn't matter, because I enjoy his collection is different than mine. And so I can look at his collection and go, oh, man, I've never seen this before. And then he can come over and look at my collection. Oh, I've never seen this before.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. And I think that brings a lot to the show that we do have such different collecting aspects.
Absolutely. And for those of you watching, I mean, be prepared for that. When you first get into this, you get into it for a certain reason, and be prepared for that to change over time.
Yeah.
The type of collector you are, should be constantly evolving. I mean, that's just what happens when you get into this game. And I mean, when I first got back into it, I was looking at, more Silver Age, more nostalgic type stuff. But then I really got excited about getting autographs and getting, those autographs slabbed. And then also a lot of these variant covers. I love artwork. Yeah. But my goal is still the same. I mean, I want these grails, in my collection. And when I get those grails, who knows where I'll go from there?
Yeah.
So it's a constantly evolving thing. But I think, we appreciate each other in that way. And I like the fact that there are different collectors out there that we can learn from too.
Yeah, I liked seeing Damien's, who was on the show last week, his art collection.
Oh my gosh.
Awesome. I was like, I don't have any of that type of stuff. And it really, it's out of my price range, to be totally honest. But I don't know even if I did have the budget for it, I don't know how much into it I would be. But I really enjoyed looking at it. Like, oh man, this is awesome to have original artwork of these books. But everyone's a little bit different. And
For sure.
Spice of life is just having a different slice of pie every now and then. So, I mean, it's pretty cool.
For sure.
A couple other things he mentioned in here. Even more subscribers. I just want to say, by the time this video comes out, I'm pretty sure we're going to be sitting at about 15,000 subscribers. Mm-hmm. So, congratulations there. I think right now, we're filming this on a Saturday night. We're like 30 subscribers away from 15,000. So, thank you, everyone, for the 15,000 mark. I mean, that's pretty cool, I mean, the next one is 20. Paige, what did you say when I first started? I'd be lucky to get what? 1,000?
I never said anything
you
like
said
that.
something like
I
that.
never said that.
You definitely said something like that. She got really mad when I got more.
He has more Instagram followers than I do.
Yeah, she got really mad about that.
Whatever.
Sorry, Paige. I don't even do nothing on there. You don't want to show me how to use it.
I know. I literally taught him how to post stuff on there.
That's crazy.
He also mentions sponsors, and I want to take a quick minute and talk about our sponsors really fast. And I want to be totally honest about our sponsors. They're sponsors / friends of the channel, okay? And I mentioned Max Pro Supplies has been on here for quite some time. They're always mentioned on my preview videos and stuff. And you go there, you put Bueller and save 10%. Mm-hmm. So Max Pro Supplies was really the first one next to Mocha Express. And then the Comic Pro line came on board. And they provided all these wonderful giveaways, and they have great product. We really enjoy it. We got more product coming up that we're going to feature in the coming weeks. And then Scout Comics is on board. We have a discount code with them. We have a discount code with Blackbox Comics as well, and TKO Comics. I want to tell you guys, because I've been asked this a few times. and this is the total truth. I've never received a dime from any of these people. As far as actual monies themselves, because when you say sponsors, they might be paying for something or whatnot. I've never received a dime from Expo Supplies. I've never even asked them for a dime. I've never received a dime from Comic Pro Line, Scout Comics, Blackbox Comics. What I do receive from them is they do send us product, but to be totally honest, and we end up sending out 99% of that product as giveaways. And the product that gets sent in costs me money because I ship it out.
Yeah.
And even though they're sending me stuff, which I greatly appreciate it, 99% of that stuff is going back out unless they specifically tell me to hang on to it or if it's something special for me.
Sure.
And these giveaways that we're giving away right now are a perfect example of that, So they're sponsors of the show, but they're it kind of goes back to what I can do for them more so, because I can bring more attention to Scout. I can bring more attention to Black Box Comics. I can bring more attention to maybe other publishers down the road. I don't ask for nothing. I've never asked for any money from any of these guys, and I don't know if that stays the same. I mean, maybe I'm underselling myself, to be totally honest, but I just want to tell you guys. I mean, that is what it is. I mean, what I do here for YouTube is the ad revenue I receive from you guys skipping those ads. You don't have to, but I don't blame you if you do. But that's the income that runs the show. It's the ad revenue and some other things like the variant that we're talking about doing. That's gonna make it so the show can keep on going and stuff like that. But as far as the sponsors or friends of the show, I don't receive a dime. I never have. Bob does the TKO one. I'm pretty sure he doesn't receive anything.
Nope, not at all.
I mean, they sent you some books and
Yep.
stuff like that, but that's about it, to review their product. And we greatly appreciate it. But as far as the actual dollar figure, there's never been it's zero. It's absolutely zero. And if that ever changes, I will tell you 100% if that ever changes, because I want to be totally transparent about this. And so I just wanted to say that.
Absolutely.
So, I got the last comment here. This is from Hard Nos Collectibles. He says, I watch your channel for a few reasons. You don't try to push any books. Your honesty about what you like and don't, which is refreshing. No offense to other channels, but they seem to like everything, and it's off-putting. Another reason is you guys are all around my age, and we... Why does that make you laugh? And we old geeks need to stick together. And last but not least, Bueller is approachable. I messaged you on Instagram when I got back into collecting, and you answered me right away, and it's much appreciated. Cheers. Well, thanks, man. As far as approachable, if you see me, come up and say hello. If you message me on Instagram, it's about half and half chance I get back. I mean, it's not that I'm avoiding you. It's just I'm not very good at it.
Yeah.
And my Bob will tell you, he messages me all the time.
All the time.
And I never respond.
You do, but not
like a day
not
later.
often, right?
Yeah. I'm not good at that type of thing. I want to get better. That's one thing I want to work on. I permanently signed out of Facebook. I still have my Facebook account, but this time of year with all the election stuff going on, I just don't want to look at Facebook right now.
Yeah.
So I just signed out and I haven't looked at the Facebook besides sharing a couple things that people reposted or whatnot. That was about it. So I'm not on Facebook really anymore. I don't do Twitter hardly at all. I have a Twitter account and 500 people follow me, but I never post nothing. So I mean, I don't know what that's all about really. But Instagram is probably the best way to get a hold of me. To be totally honest. And like I said, about half of that I try to respond to. But if I missed you, it's because I missed you. That's pretty much it. I mean, I just not very good at it. So
yeah, well, with almost 15,000 followers, I mean, there's only so much you can actually respond to.
There's emails and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I just made my home office, and just like last week, and trying to get more organized, to kind of sit down and spend some time each day to get more organized, to get things rolling, as far as responding to the right people. Because I know I've missed stuff left and right. And
yeah, but I mean, even in saying that, I mean, and you're being honest about the way that you are, but let's give credit where credit's due. There are times when shows will come up, special shows, and you will take the time to read every comment and to actually personally touch those comments as well. Yeah. And I've always appreciated that about you, because when it really is important, you will do it.
Yeah. I think it's important to do that. I think it really is. I think we have that interview coming up on Friday with Steve Borak, and I read every comment, every one that people left. I mean, I might not have commented back, but I liked it or whatever it is, and I read every one because that's what it was about. It was about what your comments were to ask him. And we've already filmed that video. We're going to be coming. It comes out this Friday at 5:30.
Great video, by the way.
Yeah, so it should be really nice to see. And he was pretty forthcoming, and he really appreciated the video. He really appreciated the interview, and he had nothing but high praise. And we'll have a special announcement with them as well. So it's kind of cool. You guys will be able to save some money. So
yeah,
it'll be kind of nice. So anyway, that's the last comment there, and. I just, let's just go to our final 5, and we'll go back around. Okay?
All right, sounds good.
Paige, we'll have you go first.
Oh, our final 5?
Yep.
Okay. The Invincible Iron Man 100.
See, 100.
100, like the
Get
show.
it?
Yep. I like that cover. The Invincible Iron Man 101. The Invincible Iron Man 102. That. Invincible Iron Man 103. Invincible Iron Man 104.
All
Nice.
right.
All right.
What you got, Bob?
Do I take them?
All
Yeah,
right.
you take it.
So a couple of weeks ago, we had our Q&A video, and one of the questions was, do we have any obscure comics? And I mentioned a particular comic, Faust. This is another one of those comics, just like Scumbag, that I probably wouldn't lend myself to because there's a lot of satanic content in it, a lot of sexual stuff, and it's very graphic.
Yeah.
But back in the day, back in the 90s, or late 80s, early 90s, this stuff was hot, and it is some of the best artwork that's out there. So I got these for pretty cheap recently for nostalgia purposes, but these are the only obscure comics that are in my collection. So here are 5 Faust covers. That's the first one. This is Act 3 of The Love and the Damned. This one is Act 4. Got these all out of order, but that's okay. But if you ever get a chance to check out Tim Vigil's artwork, it's amazing. This is Act 1. And then this one is Act 9. So there's my obscure comics in my final 5.
Do you have all of them?
No, these are the only ones I have. Okay. So there you go. Following the horror theme of October.
All right. So my final 5, I got a little bit of everything. We got Peter Parker, Spectacular Spider-Man number 17. Nice.
Nice.
Like that one?
Yep.
Here is number 13, same series. And this one's kind of cool. This is the Avengers, the Kree Skrull War. This was in the books, original books, and then they kind of made them like this so you can buy it. That's number 2 and number 1, the special edition.
Nice.
And then I was only going to buy it if they had this cover because I was pretty pissed off about the whole $9.99 price point for Amazing Spider-Man. $49 and $50 was $5 or $6.99. It came out the next week, but they did. They had the Brooks variant, and it was $9.99. It was on my pull list, so I was going to buy it anyway. But I was really hoping that they had that cover. You know, and it's not like a ratio variant. It's just a regular cover, or a regular variant cover. But that's the one I got. So it took the pain a little bit less, but it was still like, man, spend $10 for a comic book. Give me a break.
But there you have it. He spent $10 on a comic.
I got a discount, $7.50, man, $7.50. But still,
you can see how much it pains him.
It did. I took it off my list. I took it off my pull list, man. I went there when I went and picked up my books because I didn't pick up last week's book, so I had 2 weeks worth. I spent $80.
Oh,
and I'm like, dude, I'm dropping this Amazing Spider-Man, and I'm like, because they're doing the 50-point AU or whatever it is, or 0.1, and then so there's a new Spider-Man book every week for like the next 8 weeks. So I said I'm dropping it. So he's like, oh, do you want this one? He goes, you don't have to get this one. I was like, okay, cool. So I didn't get that AU one that came out last week. So no more of that stuff, man. I couldn't take it. So
there you have it, man.
Let's do our last 2 giveaways, and real fast. Actually, Bob, you want to read the last 2?
Sure.
That's number 6 and 7 there. We'll start off with 6.
So, looks like number 6 here is Scott Kiernan. And this is the Mall number 1 and 9.8 slab.
There you go.
Signed by who?
I don't know. It's autographed.
There we go.
I don't know.
I can't tell from this side.
It's signed by the artist, I think, because he did a little sketch on the front.
Oh, yeah.
So it's signed by, I think it's signed by a couple people. But this is from Scout Comics.
Nice.
So there you go. You're winning that. Congratulations. Who won that?
The Scott Kiernan.
Okay.
All right.
And last one is from, this is courtesy of CBCS. Mm-hmm. Like I said, we have our interview coming up next week, or this week, Friday.
Very cool. And I know this guy, Southern Comic Geek.
Oh, okay.
That's awesome stuff. This is Eleanor in the Egret #1, CBCS 9.8.
There you go.
Pretty awesome stuff.
And it's autographed by someone. It's autographed by, I don't know. First, well, these glasses aren't working very well. Anyway, it's autographed. You guys know. There you go. It's a free book. What are you complaining about, right?
Congratulations, SCG.
So there you go. Those are all the giveaways. Just a ton of stuff everything was autographed. Mm-hmm. And then a couple of slabs as well. And really, thank you to our, like I said, our friends or sponsors of the show, Scout Comics, Blackbox Comics had some stuff in the past. CBCS had this slab book. Obviously, a Comic Pro line with all the stuff that they've donated over the last 10 weeks.
Thank you, Tony.
Yeah, thank you, Tony, so much. And you know what? Here's the thing. The Comic Pro line product we're fans of. So whether they're sending us giveaways or not, we're going to promote their product because we enjoy it. And everyone needs a bag and a board.
Come on.
So, I mean, it's something that we all need. So whether there's a giveaway or there's not a giveaway, it's a great product either way. It doesn't really make a difference, to be totally honest. But thank you to them, Tony, and everyone at Comic Pro Line for supplying us with everything from, episode 90 is when we kind of relaunched with a new set and everything. So, and they stepped up in a big way. And like I said, they're Tony and Lou from the Infinity Comic Con sending me to Florida in December to hang out with a bunch of people and film some content and all those Floridians.
Yeah.
That are comic collectors that I was hoping to meet in March. And now I get to meet them in December. It's a great Christmas present. So
yeah, for sure.
Can't complain one bit. I want to say thank you to my daughter for coming on here and being a part of this and stuff.
Good having you, Paige.
Thanks.
She doesn't really like comic books, and she's kind of it's not really her thing. My daughter's into weightlifting and working out, and but I just want to tell you how proud I am of both my children, and I'm a very lucky father to have my son Christian and my daughter Paige, and the stuff that my daughter has been able to accomplish over the last year is just incredible, and very fortunate to have.
Come on. That's awesome. He's really proud of you, Paige. He talks about you all the time.
Anyway, okay. Everything really. Having Bob here as well, like I said, having him join the show around episode 50, it really... really just having it find its identity.
Yeah.
Happy 100, Dad.
It's been an amazing ride. I've been absolutely honored to be a part of this. There's so many things that I have as a result of meeting you, and so I can't express my appreciation enough. But to be a part of this has been something special. To be able to be in so many people's living rooms week after week, and them finding us, and it's just been an amazing organic thing that's happened, and I am so honored to be a part of it, and I'm so honored to be your friend, my friend.
I appreciate, one of the questions on that Q&A was, have you ever cried reading the comic book? I said no, but as you can see, that doesn't mean I don't shed a tear every now and then. So, but you know what, really, it's been an honor, for everyone who's been a guest on here, from, Damien coming on here one time, to you being on here for almost 50 episodes, to Paige being here, to Sam, to Ryan, and everyone in the future. This is awesome, and you guys really, all you guys watching, you give me the best job in the world.
Come on.
And doesn't get much better than that. So that's really all I have to say. Besides that, I do want to say one thing. We're taking next week off. Well, I've been 10 weeks straight doing this. It's been these videos take quite a bit of time to edit and put together, and we actually started filming these a day earlier because it does take quite a bit of time to put together. But next week we are taking the coffee video off, so there won't be a new coffee video next week, but I'll have another video in its place for that same time, and then the regular stuff as well.
Right.
But then we'll be back for episode 101.
101, man.
And on our way to 200 and beyond. So thank you, everyone. I think I covered everything. Having Paige here, having Bob here, all you guys watching. Appreciate it, everyone in the chat there. Herminio, he's probably watching.
Absolutely.
Nova69, Thunder God, James. There's so many of them. You know, we're up in the morning. Even Paige is in the chat every now and then.
Our good buddies from Australia, like
I'm
Mick.
always watching.
Yeah, Mick, exactly. A lot of people from overseas. It's just awesome. Thank you guys so much. You know, it amazes me that people get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to watch this and stuff. But they do, and then thousands more throughout the week. So I think our most watched one is like 11,000 people watched it.
It's just amazing.
And it's like, wow, you know, that's pretty cool. So anyway, guys, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you, Paige, for joining.
Thank you,
You did a
Paige.
great job reading the comments.
Oh gosh.
Thank you, Bob, for coming on here and sharing your wisdom and being wrong most of the time.
This will continue.
Yeah. And thank you guys so much. It means the world to me. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You know what to do. We'll see you next time. Bye. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Comics with Bueller. As always, I'm Bueller. Today is a special day. We are debuting a new show called Comics, Coffee, and Comments. This is a show where we will show you some great books. We will drink some fantastic coffee, and I will read some of your comments that you've left for me on my older video. Hey everybody, welcome to Comics with Bueller. As always, I'm Bueller. Today is episode 15 of Comics, Coffee, and Comments. We show you some great books, we drink some awesome coffee, and read some of your comments you guys left on some of my previous videos. Hey everybody, welcome to Comics with Bueller. As always, I'm Bueller. Today is episode 37 of Comics, Coffee, and Comments. This is where I show you some great books, I drink some awesome coffee, and I read some of your comments you guys left on my previous videos. I'm not alone today. I have this wonderful girl next to me. Say hello.
Hi.
This is my daughter, Paige. Hey everyone, welcome to Comics with Bueller. As always, I'm Bueller. Today is episode 40 of Coffee, Comics, and Comments. This is where I drink some awesome coffee, I show you some great books, and I read some of your comments you guys left on my previous videos. Hey everyone, welcome to Comics with Bueller. As always, I'm Bueller. Today is episode 43 of Coffee, Comics, and Comments. This is where I show you some great books, I drink some awesome coffee, and I read some of your comments you guys left on my previous videos. As you guys can see, I am not alone today. This guy showed up on my doorstep, and I want to introduce you to Bob. Bob, say hello.
Howdy out there for Comics and Bueller. Bob Flores here, and good friend of Bueller's, and thank you for having me on the show.
Awesome. Very happy to have a guest. I think he's only like my third guest. I think Sam has been on, my kids have been on, and now I got this guy on, and he actually makes me look a little bit smaller. So I appreciate that quite a bit. But Bob, let them know kind of how we met. It's Eggnog Latte, brought to you by Mocha Express, the official coffee shop of Comics with Bueller. It's really good. What'd you get?
I have an iced coffee with no ice inside of it, and I got sugar-free almond roca sweetener. It's actually pretty good.
So Bob and I talked, and we've decided that today is going to be the last coffee episode for a while. Because really, we love doing this, but we don't want to put each other in any danger, and the loved ones that we have, which are... Hey everyone, welcome to Comics with Bueller. As always, I'm Bueller. Today is episode 77 of the new Coffee and Comics show, and we're back.
We're back.
It's been a long time. Hey everyone, welcome to Comics with Bueller. As always, I'm Bueller, and I want to welcome you to the brand new Coffee and Comics show. This is episode 91, and as you can see, I'm not alone. I got my good friend Bob here with me. Bob, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. I can't wait to get into the show.
Hey everyone, welcome to Comics with Bueller. As always, I'm Bueller. Today is episode 96 of the new Coffee and Comics show, and as you can see, this guy came back to the show.
Hey everybody.
Ryan, how you doing, man?
I'm great, man. Thanks for inviting me back. This is awesome.
I didn't think it would be this soon, but
Me
you know
neither.
what? Here you are.
It is.
Damien's over there like, No.
We're missing one.
Come on, man.
Oh, come on.
There's no shirtless dudes on this one, so he's not getting it.
I know. No shirtless dudes. Live on.